everybody, this is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com. This is the next phase of our Express EJS build. So now we're going to be doing the edit and update route. So edit, kind of like we did new and create in the last video, where we like new creates the form and then create. So new creates the form, and then the form submission triggers create, which creates the puppy. Edit brings up the form, and update actually does the updating of the puppy. Okay, so in that case, once again, edit is going to... Now the thing about edit is that we need to edit a particular puppy, so I need to send the template the particular puppy being edited. So generally, again, kind of like show, the edit URL is going to look like this. It's going to be like puppy / the ID / edit. So I need to take that ID and get the particular puppy. Okay, so I can literally just copy what I took from show, get the ID, get the puppy. I mean, it's literally going to be the exact same thing. So I can just copy what I did for show, paste that in there, and the only thing I really have to change, I want to make sure I get rid of these console logs though. Console log. You generally don't want to have stray console logs laying around. Just makes your terminal really messy. And then instead, right here, edit. Instead of doing puppy.show, I want puppy.edit. But otherwise, it's the same, literally the same thing. And I'm going to save, just let Prettier kind of reformat everything. Okay, and puppy/edit. So we need to create another template. Although for this, I can just copy the new, because it's the same kind of form. So I'll just rename this to edit.ejs. The only difference is I'm going to want the form to say update dog, and I want the form to be pre-populated with this particular puppy's information, which is only one thing, the image. So that's pretty straightforward. So we want to update the input and pass it a value and say that, hey, we want the value of the form to start out with to be the puppy's existing image property. So puppy.image. Wonderful. Okay, and that works for me. Puppy.image value, that works. And then we need to edit the form. So the form now is going to submit still the puppy, but instead of, well, not the /puppy, it's going to be the /puppy/ID. So I need to like plop the ID of the dog in there. So puppy._ID. And then that has to end in a query because we have to use method override. So method, and then that's going to equal put. So that way it overrides it as a put request. But aside from that, that does it. Okay, this is going to update the dog. Okay, this will be good. Update form. It'll look exactly like our new form. So now all we really have to do is add a button to get to this update page. So let's go to our show page and add a button for that to edit the dog. Okay, so let's say, hey, update edit dog. Okay, and basically we'll do a href equals, and it's going to technically be /puppy / the ID of the dog, and again, show is also receiving puppy. Puppy ._ID percentage, and that this should have an equal sign. And then after the ID, it should be /edit. So that'll take us to the page to edit that particular dog, because as it loops, well, it's just doing one dog, so it just puts the ID in the URL. Wonderful. Okay, and then I need to make sure I close the A tag, and then put the ending A tag around the button. So that way the button's a link. Save. And let's just double check so far. I should be able to go to an individual dog. Scroll down. There's the edit dog button. I click on that, and that takes me to, and see, like, it already pre-populates the form. But right now this update dog button is not going to do anything because I haven't really done the create route yet, or the update route yet. So we go to update. Right now it just sends the word update. So if I click this, it's just going to send me the word update. Oh, well, that's another issue. My put route is not set up right, so I have to go fix that. So I'm glad I tested that out. So I'm gonna head back to my routes and just go inspect that put, and yeah, it should be put ID. So I'm fixing that. So now if I refresh, I get update. Good. Okay, so the update route is working, but it's not doing anything worthwhile yet. So I have to go to my controller and change what this update function does. Okay, so let's see here. Res.send update. Let's see here. I want to update the puppy. Again, the data from the form I received in rec.body. So really, I don't have to do anything too crazy. But I do also need the ID from params. So let me grab the ID. Grab the ID from params. And there's a param because the update route is this. It's /puppy/ID, so I know the ID is in there. So I'm going to grab the ID. Const ID. Oh, I don't want to do that. Cancel. Const ID equals rec.params.id. Then I want to update the puppy. Const updated puppy. Actually, I don't even really need to do that. Wait, and I should have wrapped all this stuff up in try catch blocks, but oh well, too late now. I mean, I guess well, we'll cross that bridge. Await puppy dot update. Well, actually, it's find by ID and update. Find by ID and update. I have to pass the ID first, so that way it knows which one to update, and then I pass the new updates, which is the rec.body, because that's where the form data is. And then I just want to make sure I pass this object that says new true, because Mongo by default always passes you the old version of the thing, and I don't want the old version of the puppy. I want the new version of the puppy. Not that I'm doing anything with it, so it doesn't really particularly matter. But then I res.redirect back to the main puppy page. Okay, that's it. See, I got the ID from the URL. I get the body from the request. I use it to update the dog, and then I send you back to the main page. Redirect to index page. I could redirect it. Actually, what I'll do is I'll redirect back to show page. So to do that, I need the ID. So then I have to do this. I'm going to use string interpolation and say /puppy/ID. So that way it sends you back to the page for that puppy. Okay. And there you go. It sends you back to the show page for that particular dog. So now let's try this out. Back to the main page. I'll click on the golden doodle. I scroll down to edit the dog. Then I'm going to grab a different puppy. Isn't that a good boy? Okay. Copy image address. And then I replace the thing. I hit update dog. Oh, this. Well, I think it. Let me just see here. Did it update? Like, it shows me the old picture, but it's very possible that I just got here through 304, which it looks like might be the case. No, it did download new. So let's try this. Shift refresh. Huh, it didn't update. Do I see an error of sorts here? Did I forget to await? Find one and update. Rec body. Well, if I go back to the main page, let's see what I see. Yep, no, that dog did not update. So in that case, let's diagnose. Let's figure out why it did not update. Okay. rec.params.id, rec.body. So what I'm going to do is just double check that I'm getting the right stuff. So I'm going to console.log ID and rec.body. I just want to see that I'm actually getting what I think in there. Just move this all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to edit this dog again. Okay, and let me just see what happened here. Okay. Method put. Okay, here we go. Get puppy. Edit. And then we got object null prototype. Okay, so there's the problem. The body, it's not receiving the body. Now, why is that? Rec res. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that deprecation warning. Maybe wants me. I guess let's try that. I'll try to use find object and modify instead. That's not even an option. Okay, so it's telling me to get rid of this deprecation warning that was there, that I need to set use find then modify to false. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back to my connection, and I'm just going to do what it tells me to do. Use find and modify. No, that's not what it's asking me to do. Okay. But I don't think that's the problem anyways. But the body is definitely empty for whatever reason. So let me go back. Let's take a look at the edit.ejs and see if we see anything funky. Value. Oh, wait, no, that's right. Name should be image. Input type submit. The form will get submitted to /actionpuppy with method post. But we overrode its put, which it's working because it's receiving the request. And the console log showed up. Question is, why is it not receiving the body? That's strange. So let me try editing it again. Edit dog. Hit update dog. And the request comes in fine. So see, like it did the request. And it's saying that this is it's getting the ID, but not the request body. It's saying the body is, oh no, it is getting the body. It's right there. It's just, okay, so it is working. It's just not updating. Okay, so in that case, maybe it is this deprecation warning. So let's examine this deprecation warning. The warning is kind of telling me to do something, so why not listen to it? Okay, fine. I'll just copy the URL. That's right. Terminal, I can't just do Control C. I have to like right click, copy. Okay, let's open up another tab. Put this in there. Let's see what Mongoose.js has to say. Where do I add this option? Okay, if you use Monolith by default, you'll see one of the following deprecation warnings. Mongoose find out long predates Mongoose DB drivers, blah, 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 blah. I'll have to use MongoDB drivers. So mongoose.set. Oh, okay, I could pass that over there in the config object, so let me do that. So use find and modify. So let me go back to my connection. Pass use find and modify. Set that as false. Oh, all these deprecation configurations. Like, was there another one they want us to use instead? Find one, find by ID and update. What did I use? Let's go back to my controller. I used find one and update. That's what I figured I should use. Okay. So anyways, npm. I mean, that's what I always use. Okay, so let me run my server again. I passed that thing. Okay, so let me try to edit this dog again. I edit the dog. I'm going to paste a URL, copy image address, and then I'm going to hit update dog. And it's still not updating. Okay, so that tells me there's probably an error I'm not catching. And see, this is why it's good to have your try-catch blocks. Okay, so I'm going to add the try-catch block. So I'm just going to wrap this code up in a try block. Try. And then catch. And then if there's an error, send me the response as an error. res.json the error. Okay, because something's not going as planned. Okay. So I'm going to try this again. And that did work. There was no error. But it's not updating. So let me take a look at what it's submitting to. So let's see here. If I hit edit dog, and the server is receiving the request to the right place, put to /puppy to method put. So what is missing? Why isn't it updating? Oh, I'm using find one in update. That's why. Okay, my bad. I want to do find by ID and update. Okay. You can tell I just woke up today. Okay, find by ID and update. So now we should be good. So let me go, because the idea is I'm passing the first ID, I'm not passing an object. So that's why it's all confused. I'm not passing any kind of query. It's not finding anything to update, so it's not updating. So let me try this again. And then I hit update dog, and the puppy updates. Good. Okay, so our update route is up and running. Back to main page. Okay, sometimes you just have to stare at something long enough to see the problem. Okay. Because, again, I was searching by ID. I wasn't, like, querying in some other way. So that's why. Because technically, if I was using find one in update, this first argument should be an object with, like, ID that equals this. But I was just passing it a straight up ID, so that's why it wasn't finding anything. I didn't pass it any actual satisfactory query. Okay, so update is working. So let's see how much time I have here. I will stop this and we'll do destroy next.